After you've made all of these surfaces, you can go through and take a look at which surface you like the most. I typically pick the surface with the simplest geometry, either the loft or the grid deformation. If you pick something very complicated, it might give you an error message. So I've done these surfaces a few times. Some of them will work, some of them will not work to the end. So if you have errors, then you have to go back and simplify the surface geometry, because the next step we have to extrude, and extruding and booleaning two solids can often lead to errors. So if you look over here, I've just taken this surface and I've typed extrude surface. And if I type extrude surface, and it's 2.5 direction, I'm going to pick downwards, spacebar. You'll notice that this now is a shell structure. It's too thin here. There's not enough structure. So I can't just use extrude surface. So I could do offset surface. And I'm going to flip the direction here. So it's downwards. It's not bad, except there's sort of an inflection point there. So let's try again. Offset surface. And then this time it automatically flipped up. So let's see what it looks like. This is also arctic view. You can check what it looks like. It bulges too much there. So actually, I prefer the other direction better. Click, shade. So if you offset this, the opposite direction, offset surface, and then flip it to the other direction. This direction, I think, is better. Downwards is better than upwards, even though there's an inflection point. It's better than the extrude. So in the case of extrude, the shell is too thin. In case of offset surface, it's not too thin, but there's an inflection point. Overall, you should consider structure. So if you look at their axon, they've considered that. So you notice that it seems to thicken here. It seems to thicken in thickness of the shell as it's becoming a column at the base of it. So I want to do that to increase the structure of the column. So instead of the offset, I'm going to draw a plane here, and then I'm going to type tween surfaces, and then I'm going to pick end surface. Hold on, one more time. End surface, this one. And then I type enter. Let me just change the layer here, right click, change object layer. So it's created 3 in-between surfaces. I'm going to delete the other options, and then I'm going to use this one. So this is my, move it down by 2.5. So this is now my shell structure, the outside and the inside of that shell structure. And I want to close it, so I'm going to use surface from 3 points. And I'm just gonna close all the open sides right now. And then for the last side, I will join these three. And then for the last side, I'm going to type tap, and it'll close this irregular side for me.